Thank you. We have something very special here, which Keith is trying to work. Whoa! Happy Diwali! Happy Diwali! Ladies and gentlemen, it's a delight for the Indian community to have Premier here with us celebrating Diwali. Could I please request Honourable John Brumby to say a few words? Mr. John Brumby.
Thank you very much to Her Excellency, Ms. Sajjata Singh, the High Commissioner for India, to the Consul General of India, Anita Nair, to the Leader of the Opposition, Ted Bainu, to the Deputy Mayor of Melbourne, Susan Riley, to Dr. Rao, the Chair of Celebrate India, to all of the community leaders of the Indian community who are here tonight, to other members of Parliament, Jenny Makakis, Nick Katsiris, distinguished guests and ladies and gentlemen, Namaste. Now, can I begin tonight by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land on which we meet tonight and pay my respects to elders past and present. And can I say it is wonderful to be here tonight to celebrate Diwali, the triumph of light over dark, of hope over fear, with such a wonderful, wonderful crowd. And you'll remember last year when we celebrated Diwali, for those of you with good memories, you'll remember that I had my former Chief of Staff at the cricket ground in India texting me as I was speaking on the day in which Sachin Tendulkar became the highest scorer in cricket ever. And tonight we come together, and I should say, by the way, while I was recently in India, I was lucky enough to attend a dinner put on by Dr. Kiran Shaw, and I was sitting next to Anil Kumble throughout the evening. And he gave me some tips on bowling and batting. But it's great to be here tonight to celebrate with you again. And tonight is what Diwali is all about. And of course, it's the same spirit of Diwali that we saw here just a few months ago in July, on July the 12th, here in Federation Square, where we held our first ever Walk for Harmony. And we had people of hundreds of different faiths, hundreds of different communities around our state, including the Indian community, so well represented, as we walked for harmony in that inaugural March for Harmony on July the 12th. And we came together on that day to say very loud and clear that we are proud in Victoria to be one of the most peaceful, diverse and tolerant societies anywhere in the world. And of course our Indian community has been a vital part of this society for something like 150 years. And as Premier, I can't stress enough how much we value your community in our state. And I say that I say that because of your strong work ethic, your much-loved culture, your strong belief in the importance of community and family. And I've seen this at many Indian community functions which I've attended. And I saw it again recently, just 3 weeks ago, when I visited the Victorian Sikh Association in Blackburn and sat down with them, shared their prayers with them and opened their Learning Resource Centre. And I was proud to be the first Premier in 30 years to have visited their headquarters. As many of you know, I've just returned from my first visit to India. And I've got to say, I had an extraordinary visit to India. I had 8 days in India, a wonderful visit, and one which will always be one of the greatest highlights of my experience and time as Premier. And I want to just spend 2 minutes mentioning some of the elements of that. I had great meetings on industry and commerce with companies like FirePro, Wipro, Infosys, Biocon, Mahindra. I addressed many gatherings, the Confederation of Indian Industry, NASCOM, ABLE, and as a result of that we will see more jobs and investment here in Victoria and I believe in India, and we will see more collaboration, particularly in areas of IT and biotechnology. I had excellent meetings with Indian ministers. Minister Ravi, the Minister for Overseas Indian Affairs, Minister Civil, the Minister for Human Resources, and in Delhi, of course, with Chief Minister Dixit as we discussed the Commonwealth Games and other matters. Can I say that I did visit many of the Commonwealth Games sites, and I did address the press in India and say that despite some of the criticism that's been made, I was very impressed with the progress which is being made. And at the hockey stadium, there are 1,800 people working to complete that in time. At the main stadium, there are 3,500 people working to complete that on time. And I have no doubt that the great partnership that we forged between Melbourne and Delhi in 2006, that great partnership again will be repeated in New Delhi in 2010. I also visited in New Delhi St Stephen's College, and they were kind enough to present me with a St Stephen's tie, and I understand in fact the Consul General was an alumni of St Stephen's. I also visited in Bangalore the Narayana Hospital, and can I just say about the hospital, this was one of the features I think of my visit, the wonderful work that is done there by doctors treating children with cardiac problems. There are 30 open heart surgeries which are done there each day, and I have the greatest respect and admiration for the doctors, many of them who have practiced here in Melbourne as well, for the extraordinary work that they do. And finally, can I say about my visit in India, I visited, of course, many of the cultural